We could have a debate now about what the worst Marvel movie is. I know what yours will be.
Do you though?
Yeah, more than likely Winter Soldier.
Worst sequel, Winter Soldier.
Are you really gonna say that Guardians is worse than Winter Soldier?
As a first movie.
To be honest, Guardians has a throwaway villain, but that's kind of the point.
Ugh.
That whole movie is just supposed to be a fun
That's your
movie.
interpretation.
No, I'm saying that movie isn't meant to be a super serious movie. It has a freaking raccoon with a gun, for Pete's sake. Come on. For Pete's sake, dog. It has a tree that says 3 words. A guy that was a bounty hunter that his mom dies and then he gets abducted by aliens, which is ridiculous. It's supposed to be a dumb movie. It's not meant to be a serious movie. That's what they have Avengers for. That's what they have the Iron Man movies for. It's not meant to be a serious movie.
I don't
Having a throwaway villain is just kind of part of that. If they had a super serious villain that was a big deal, Thanos is like kind of a big deal.
But he's not the villain.
Yeah, but he makes an appearance in that. That's like the one shred of like seriousness that they have in that. It's not meant to be a serious movie. That's why I can forgive it for having a stupid throwaway villain. Because it's not a big deal. He's literally just supposed to be like a retarded ass villain that's just okay. Like I feel like you're reading way more into Guardians than is meant to be.
No.
You really think it's supposed to be like
my rebuttal is no.
You really think it's supposed to be like this serious comic book movie?
Because it tries to be serious and it tries to be funny.
Does it?
And it can't be both.
Literally the opening scene.
It's meant to be serious. It's meant to be like, oh, let's get you fucking worked up and okay, we're just gonna be funny for a little bit. Okay, let's get you worked up. Okay, we're gonna be funny. Like the serious points, if you want to judge it as a funny movie, all the serious
it's not
points
supposed to be a
flat.
funny movie. It's just not supposed to be a serious movie.
But it tries to be both.
I really don't see where else it tries to be serious. Okay, the first scene, all right, I can give you that. Okay. That it's serious there, but then it throws a completely ridiculous thing your way with his mom died, and on the same night he happens to run out and happens to get abducted by aliens. And then later on, the next scene has him singing into a rat.
Okay.
And then the whole rest of the movie isn't serious at all. The one other thing that's even remotely serious is the gray guy, I don't even remember what his name is, that like his
collector?
family got killed. What? No, not the collector. The gray guy that's with them. Yeah. And his family got killed by the bad guy of the movie.
So you're saying the only serious part of the movie is the comic
Drax?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying the fact that Drax's family got killed.
His backstory is not comedy relief.
Yeah. Oh, your parents got killed, or your family got killed. Fucking losers.
Fucking pussy. Should have saved him, faggot.
Yeah, you could have saved us.
You could have saved us, faggot.
No, but like,
now you're gay.
It just, I don't understand where else it tries to be serious. Well, the final battle between them and the bad guy has them doing a dance-off.
Well, yeah, that's not really like a literal, like, oh, they're literally like dancing at each other to see who wins. It's literally just someone distracting him. That's it. It's
I
not
know.
like a dance-off.
I know, but I'm saying like that's their ploy at the end.
I don't think you're thinking of it in the same way I am. See, I'm seeing it as a movie that's trying to be serious, but then breaks into funny bits too much.
But I feel like it's the other way around.
Yeah. If anything, it tries to be serious too much.
But you just said there's not any serious moments.
I said there's hardly any, but even then, I feel like they shouldn't have had any. Why? I say there are a couple, but because it's not a serious thing. They're introducing us to characters we've never heard of before. Guardians...
Yeah, and it's supposed to actually do character development.
And it does that, but it's still not a serious movie. It doesn't have to be a serious movie to do character development.
But there is no character development.
I feel like there is.
There's just exposition.
There is some character development in certain characters, but other ones don't have like practically any aside from exposition.
Yeah.
The only
The
good
raccoon and
character
Groot
development.
have none.
No, they have exposition. The only
not
good character development, good relative, is Gamora.
Yeah, hers, I appreciated hers.
Gay Mora.
Yeah.
Gamora?
But like, but
Got that
freaking
Gamora.
Star-Lord, whatever the fuck, his backstory, his character development was all his mother died and got abducted by aliens.
I
was
feel like
whatever.
you watched this movie and wanted it to be serious. Like, I feel like you watched
And is
it with
hard
the thought...
is it hard for you to understand that when most all
Yeah.
of Marvel movies are serious?
But
Yes, but at the same
I'm
time,
fine
like,
with them having a not serious movie. Like, it wasn't... The whole movie, aside for the couple small serious moments, it's
cancer, not
cancer is
quote serious.
air quotes. But I'm saying, like, for the few times that it tries to be a little serious, whatever. But it's like 90% comedy relief and just doing whatever and having fun with it.
All comedy relief. That's not comedy relief.
But well, listen, I'm saying that it's more. It has way less serious moments than it does.
Going places, kid.
Than it does funny, air quote funny moments, and I lost my train of thought. I'm saying that when I watched it, I didn't take it seriously.
You need to get your conductors in order, man.
I know, bro.
That's fucking shit. Anyway. I think you're reading too deep into it, but at the same time, I can agree with you on some of your points. I still love the movie, though.
Yeah.
I think it's the characters are enjoyable. Even if like they have no development, or do you find them enjoyable at all?
Not really.
Nick,
I like some of the things that Groot and
Raccoon.
Rocket do, but like I don't like their characters.
What about this?
I just like some of the things they do.
How about soon we go through and watch it again, and this time don't see it as a serious movie, and I guarantee you will have a great time with it because it's a fun movie.
I guarantee you he won't.
No, but
though.
the thing is, that's a bad thing to do because it's like that's your interpretation of that's what you believe the movie is trying to get across, is it wants to be a funny movie.
That's what it sets up.
No, but that's
And
you don't, but
supports
we don't
through
know
the whole
that.
movie.
But we don't know that.
I'm gonna be
We're-
the moderator here.
Okay.
Go.
Whereas, there's fucking I'm gonna say Game Grumps say the same thing about Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Aaron says that Dark Knight Rises is a better experience if you watch it as a comedy movie. That's a bad thing to do in support of watching the movie again because we know for a fact that movie's supposed to be serious.
Yeah.
So doing the same thing for Guardians when we don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, that's not going to make me support the movie in any way.
Okay, now my point is my point is that you don't know whether it's supposed to be a serious or a funny movie. So you're only going to watch it as a serious movie, not try and watch it as a funny movie, and then say it's supposed to be serious. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm saying that it tries to be both and fails at
It
both.
doesn't try to be both. The times where it's serious are so minute.
Hold on, your opinion keeps fucking flip flopping. Like,
It really
all
does.
fucking over
It
the
doesn't
place.
try to be both.
You did not say the same thing like 5 fucking minutes ago, dude. Your
No,
fucking
I'm saying
stance
that-
on
I'm
this-
saying
hold
that-
on. Your stance on this keeps fucking changing. Like every time Nick brings up an argument.
Well, I'm trying to find a good way to word it, because I had a way to word it, and now I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it.
Well,
Like,
it's
I
movie
have a
that tries to
definite
be both.
opinion on it.
That's what it is. It's a movie that tries to be serious and funny. And to me,
It fits.
it fails at both because all the serious moments are downgraded by the funny moments. And then the funny moments don't always hit. Therefore, now the serious parts are ruined and now the funny parts are ruined.
But any comedy movie is going to have comedy that doesn't hit.
Yeah, but in a movie that tries to be serious and funny and then fails at both.
My point is that I don't think it's trying to be serious. I think it has some kind of serious elements in it, but I don't think it's trying to be serious and funny. I think it's trying to be funny and incorporating a couple serious things into it. That is my point. And I feel like you're trying to watch it as a serious
That's
movie,
another different
and you
point.
want it to be and you want it to be a serious movie. But it's not. It's not a serious movie.
But it's your interpretation.
No, it's not. There's so much in the movie that backs the fact that it's not trying to be serious. For the few, you can't say that the couple times that it is a little serious makes it trying to be a serious movie.
I don't know.
I can't say that.
There are comedy movies. There
I
are
just
comedy
did.
movies that incorporate small amounts of. I've seen comedy movies that try to incorporate small amounts of seriousness into them, and that doesn't make them trying to be both.
No, but it's to the point where it is trying to be both. There is so many parts in that movie that they try and make it really serious and dramatic.
Like the opening scene.
Like
The opening scene.
and like
Hold on.
and just a bunch of scenes like that where immediately after
Are there a bunch of them?
Hold on. Keep going.
where immediately after it will then make a funny scene to completely downgrade the tension from the other scenes, and if it hits or not, either way that scene's now ruined, and then you're having to base it off of this new scene that could or couldn't be funny.
If anything, that supports the fact that it doesn't take itself seriously. So why should you take it seriously if it can't even take itself seriously?
I'm trying to take it seriously on whichever basis it wants to be, but the fact that it's flip-flopping so much between serious and funny is hard. It's hard to take it one way or the other. When
Why
it's
not?
both.
Why is it that you can't watch the serious scene and then as soon as it breaks into comedy be like, oh, whatever, it doesn't take itself seriously? So then why do you still try and force the kind of serious scene to be serious?
Because the serious scenes are there to give an emotional reaction or emotional or thought-provoking action. But then whenever you downgrade that scene, there's no point to it anymore. That entire scene is now gone. Who gives a shit what just happened? Because now we're doing something
So you're
fun.
telling me there has to be a transition?
There needs to be continuity, but continuity is not. It needs to be consistent.
It needs to be a... So
Consistent
you
fun.
want it to be either really funny or really serious
No,
and
because
stick
there
with
could
it.
be funny moments like Iron Man 1. That's not. I'm just saying Iron Man 1 and Iron
Yeah.
Man in general because those are serious movies. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of funny shit because of the way
Or the
Robert Downey
Avengers
Jr. plays Tony Stark. He's
Yeah.
funny. There's your comic relief. But the thing is, Guardians is so split of whether it wants to be serious or funny that we don't know and we can't take one or the other.
I really don't feel like it's even trying to be serious. Because if it tried to take itself seriously and used those serious moments later on and kept going back to them over and over and over again, then I can understand it. But there's
They did go back to it once.
once with the stupid whatever it was where he sees his mom again.
When she sees mom in space.
Yeah.
Spaceballs.
That was kind of that was a little stupid. But that was just a problem on their part. Like the writing, that was just bad writing. Like that they shouldn't have even gone back to it. But the fact that if they had gone back to it over and over and tried to hammer it in that this is a problem, like with Batman, it kept going back to him as a kid and him falling down that well and him being scarred for life and then his parents dying and it hammers that stuff in. Even if it's not like the thing that's the first thing in your mind, it's still like there and it's still influencing the characters. But with this, it's his mom died. Okay, she gave him the Walkman, whatever. Later on, he sees her one more time. It's not constantly hammered in that this is the reason that he's doing whatever he's doing.
But it is.
Also, the I don't know what either of you would consider these to be, but the romantic scenes between Gamora and Starkiller.
Star-Lord.
I'm sorry, Starkiller's from fucking Force Unleashed, and since
yeah.
that's retconned,
7.
because that's the name of the fucking Death Star replacement. But the romantic scenes are also part of the serious shit because you can't say that that's trying to be funny, and honestly, it's pretty forced.
It's
Yeah.
super forced.
I'll agree that those are forced, but
And then
you can have forced relationships in a serious movie. Batman and Catwoman's relationship feels forced to me.
It's not a relationship.
Yeah, they're not like
That's her
Not
literally
fucking-
pulling at his strings.
literally. Yeah,
Well, I'm saying that
whereas Gamora and Star-Lord are actually
like a
fucking
romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Catwoman and whatever.
But then there's another serious scene where you
just
get
fucking
all
each
your
other.
backstory for Rocket in a
I don't remember
ass
Rocket's
dump
backstory.
of exposition, and then it just moves on to the scene like who gives a shit?
But any movie could have that problem where it's exposition. Just because this movie is a primarily comedic movie doesn't mean that it's not prone to bad writing.
No, but the thing is, even if other movies can make those mistakes, the fact that it already had so many mistakes just piles onto it.
But there aren't that many mistakes. The few mistakes are bad writing.
Well, that's subjective. What you consider mistakes and what he considers mistakes.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that I don't see it to have that many mistakes. From what I remember, the movie was primarily a let's not take this seriously, let's enjoy ourselves and have a good time movie. It was like a you go to the theater, you sit down and you relax and you watch the movie and you enjoy yourself. You don't have to worry about the background of the characters. You don't have to worry about the bad guy and his motives and everything else.
But if it is that movie, if it is a popcorn movie, because that's what you just described.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah,
just a popcorn movie?
You described a popcorn movie. Then let's drop everything I've said. Let's drop everything you said.
Okay.
If this is a popcorn movie, fuck Marvel for making a popcorn movie in their line of serious movies.
What's wrong with them wanting to make a movie that's a popcorn movie? That's a
like
sit down and enjoy
They've had
yourself.
all these movies. And they're building a universe. They're taking everything seriously with some fun thrown in all of them.
They're making a Deadpool
and then they make
movie.
a movie that is not serious, contributes nothing. It's just there to have there to watch.
Deadpool?
It does.
That's not Marvel Studios.
Deadpool's Marvel, isn't it?
It's Marvel, but it's Fox. It's
okay. That
it's
is
technically a part of I'm assuming it's technically a part of like the X-Men contract that they
I
have.
assumed
it's canon
Marvel
with
was making
Origins Wolverine.
Okay.
But that's not Deadpool.
Yeah.
Well, they're retconning that. It's just I'm just saying they've said that it is canon with that movie. It's that same one.
Well, my thing is
he
that
fixed himself somehow.
My thing is that what is wrong with them wanting to expand their I don't know how to say it, skills, genre, whatever.
What is the problem with dipping their toe in the water of comedy?
Of making a less serious movie.
Serious film.
Why is that a problem?
Nick?
I see it as a waste of time. If you're wanting to build this universe, you're wanting to add all these different characters in. You've taken all of them serious to a degree up until then, and then you have this where it's doesn't know if it wants to be serious, you don't know if it wants to be funny. And then it's a popcorn movie that contributes nothing to their universe other than a few points with Thanos.
And the fact that
another Infinity Stone.
Another Infinity Stone, yeah, the Infinity Stone thing. That's pretty much it.
It's useless. It could have been in a different setting, taken more seriously, and been a helpful use of my time.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the Guardians of the Galaxy comics aren't exactly like
serious.
The most serious thing in the world. So I mean,
my point is that
the source material. I don't know too much about it, so I can't really say anything.
And that goes back to my point that you want this to be a serious movie. You want it to be serious, and so when it has comedy, it's ruining the comedy for you, and it's ruining the serious points for you.
No. I'm saying that the serious points are usually negated by comedy scenes, but only if they're bad. Like, if the comedy doesn't hit, then it really drives home that, we just had a serious, thought-provoking scene that was then ditched for a comedy scene that also sucked.
If most of that comedy to me, well, then that's subjective. Because most of the comedy for me...
Yeah, I'm not saying
most
this is fact.
Really, this whole conversation is subjective, but go.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, most of that comedy for me was funny. If anything, it got a giggle out of me. So it's like, I at least found it entertaining. So it didn't ruin the comedy for me, and therefore didn't ruin the kind of serious moments that the movie does have. My point is that you want it to be a serious movie and go along with the rest of Marvel's serious movies. That's the point that you just made. And you're saying that it's not a good thing for them to try and make a funny movie. A primarily comedic movie. Because they're setting up this universe which is serious. And they're adding these characters in who are not serious. That's what you're telling me. Right? That's the reason that you don't like the fact that it's a comedy movie. If it is a comedy movie, and that's our assumption. If you're saying that that's the case, you're saying that it's not good for them to try and expand and make a movie that's not a comedy movie, or that's not a serious movie, in a universe full of serious movies. Is that your point?
Generally, yes, but I would like to add that if it was a genuinely funny movie, in my opinion, like if I thought that it was funny in my experience, I would probably be a little bit more okay with it, but I still would not like the fact that they ditched the series.
So your problem with the movie is that the comedy doesn't hit home for you. If the comedy hit home, it would be a more okay movie. And then you'd be able to see it as a comedy movie and then not have a problem with Marvel. But you would still have a problem with Marvel making a comedy movie, which I don't understand. I don't understand how you don't like the fact that Marvel is dipping their toe in the realm of comedy. I don't get what is so bad about them having a serious universe with funny characters and a funny story. Is that not just comic relief? Is that movie...
The whole movie is comic relief?
Well, I'm saying that if you see a character as comedy relief in a movie is a character that is, during a serious time, able to make a joke, right? That's essentially what comedy relief is, taking a break from the serious stuff. Then in this universe that they've made of all these serious movies, is this movie not the comedy relief of the series?
I guess you could equate it to that.
So then what's wrong with that? If the comedy relief isn't bad in a movie, then what's wrong with comedy relief in a universe?
I don't know.
There we go.